The haters are gonna hate anyway, any day. Gonna say what they say anyway, 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 anyway. Ride side by side, brotherhood unite. Bang, bang, bang. The haters are gonna hate anyway, any day. Gonna say what they say anyway, 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 anyway.
Radio. Tonight is definitely a late night. What's up, YouTube homies? What's up, homies? What's going on? I know it's your boy Mouse in the house. I haven't told a story in, I don't know, it's been a few days. I've been just kind of resting, working a lot and stuff. But I'm back. I'm gonna tell you some stories and shit. And we're gonna actually got some shit coming. Me and the homie Shadow and Bams. We're gonna put something together, like three of us, like a trio, and we're gonna have just gonna be like this solid motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Something that I don't know how many, if there's anything like that out there. Actually, tell you the truth, but we're just gonna put some content together and follow all the rules. You know, our rules, and just do the damn thing. It's gonna be a trip. I think it's gonna be fun, and so that's coming. We're probably gonna be doing a live, all three of us. It's like we're gonna be like the West Side Connection or something like that. Pretty much. And Bams, Shadow, me. I mean, it's gonna be cool. And then we're gonna have some solid motherfuckers on there. You know what I mean? Also, but oh, by the way, remember, you guys like this shirt? Look at this shit. What? I don't know if you can see it. But anyways, fucking yeah, that's just pretty dope. But what was I saying? Oh. So I was talking to the homie right here, the homie boxer from Drifter. It's my boy right here, and we were just reminiscing on some shit. And he started talking about, hey, remember that time you almost put a jacket on me, fool? And I'm like, oh shit, that shit's my apologies though. But it's a funny story, and you know, sometimes you jump the gun. You know, what you think something isn't always what it is. That's why you gotta like stop, take a chill pill a little bit. And just make sure, you know what I mean? Learn before you start like saying shit about people, because sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and they're not always correct. Well, in this story, it's kind of a funny story. It's not no big old crazy gangster story, but it's a funny story. Anyways, let me jump right into it. Basically, okay, he's got a homie, rest in peace. I'm not gonna say his name, because he's not here no more, but his family, his wife and his kids, and shout out to them. And I miss him, and I miss you, fool, you know what I mean? Anyways, the homie was caught up in a lot of things, you know what I mean? A lot of, funny money and this, that, and the other. He's caught up in anything. He's a hustler, but real hustler. That motherfucker cool as fuck, though. He's with it. And we got some good stories together, me and him. But anyways, this one, the homie right here, he's well, he's sitting right here. You don't want to. He's just chilling. But anyways, hey, I'm tempted to turn the fucking phone off. I'm not gonna do that. Hey, he said, hell no. But anyways, this is what happened. So I'll do anything for that motherfucker, right? And both these. Oh, when you got shot? Oh, we shot this fool too. My homeboys. But that's another story. That's when we got close. You know what I mean? Fucking, got shot about 100 bullets and shit. But anyways, that's next one. But anyways, this is what happened. The homie right here, he does air conditioning. So at the time, he's working for some company, and he had a little company van and shit. And he rolled up with the homie, rest in peace. And when he rolled up with them, the homie got off the car and the van, and he's like, "Hey, Mouse," he goes, "I need a favor, dog." And I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Hey, the cops are on me, man. I just need to like create a diversion, get them off me, and I need to get away there." And I thought this fool was like being paranoid. I was like, "Man, this fool tripping and shit, right?" But I was like, he's like, "Well, will you do me a bottle?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You might go to," he goes, "Are you on parole, probation, or anything at the time?" And I go, "No, I'm good." And he goes, "All right." And he's like, "You might go to jail, Mouse, but you still be helping me out." I was like, my dumb ass, fuck it, I don't care. You know what I mean? So I go, "What's the plan?" He goes, "Well, just get in the van, because I know when they see me leave my house, there was two of us, And I know they're on me. They're just waiting for their time. They're to whatever. He's like, just get in the van, but hide in the back. So they open the doors. I jump in the back of the van and we drive up to his pad. Where his house was, it was set up like a, I don't know, it had a big ass wall around it, and it's like not a castle house, but it was like, I don't know, it's like a ranch style home or something, ranch home or something. But it had this like giant ass walls, like that to go through it, and the gate opens up and we go in, and then the pad's like, down the road a little bit. Anyways, it's like a fucking fortress and shit or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's crazy. He had land. So anyways, we drive in, open the gate. We drive in, and then open his garage door. Garage door opens up. And the homies, they reverse in, close the garage door. I hop out the back. When I hop out the back, the homie's like, cool. And he starts running through his house. He's grabbing shit. He's putting it in bags and this and that. And then he grabbed like this stack of laptops. And the laptops, I guess, were hollowed out. And fucking, he had whatever in them. You know what I mean? He had the stuff that would put us away in them. And so he put all that shit right there in his bag too. And that's why I was saying, fool, like, why did he send us away with the bag of shit when we're just a diversion, right? The homie thinks he's trying to set us up for failure. I told him right now, he said, hey, you might go to jail. And he's like, well, they didn't tell me that. He's like, fuck it. And this fool gangster, but he's like, that's just kind of retarded. Like, just going to jail just to go. You know what I mean? It's like, but I'm like, fuck it. I don't know where my mind frame was at the time. But obviously I wasn't thinking. I didn't really give a. Yeah, he's a fast talker. The homies, rest in peace. Miss you, fool. Yeah, he could sell, like they say, what, ice to a fucking Eskimo or some shit. Anyway, this is what happens. So I hop in the passenger, and we leave the homie back at his house. Garage door open, boop, we go driving out, gates open, boop, and then we drive out. Once we hit the street, and once again, 2 guys came in and 2 guys got out. A Mustang is driving down the road, and as soon as it sees us, it flips a bitch. And the homie's like, hey, dog, you see that? You see that motherfucker? I'm like, so what? It's just a Mustang. What's that mean? You know what I mean? Don't trip. And he's like, nah, but you think they're cops? And I go, man, that's a fucking Mustang, dog. You're tripping. He's like, all right. So like, a little bit more. Now out of nowhere, a cop comes. And he's like, hey, dog, you see that? And I was like, nah, man, that's just a coincidence. It's just a cop. He's like, I don't know. And then we come up to a light, and then now we got another cop. And he's like, dude, you saw this cop? And I was like, dude, you're tripping. I seen him, but I was just telling him, man, you're tripping. He's like, I ain't tripping. And I go, man, stop being paranoid. And he's like, what? Goes, throw that bag out. And I go, fuck that, I throw that out. And then he's like, damn. So the light turns green, and we're driving down the street, and we're going down the road, and then another cop, and another cop, and another cop. We had like fucking, I don't know how many sheriffs were on us. It was a grip, helicopter, and he's like, fuck. He's like, what the fuck we do? I go, man, you're tripping. Keep driving. There's no one there, dude. It's all your imagination. And he's like, this fool. And he's like, well, turn in the apartment. So he turns to the apartment, and when he turns into the apartment, they're on us, right? Some cops, I swear to God, they're out to high-fiving. We got him. Because I guess they wanted him they hit the Antelope Valley pump, whatever, for over, $3.5 million. That's one thing I heard. I'm not sure exactly, maybe even more, through just different ways of doing things, not legally, we'll say. Well, anyways, now the haters gonna hate when they hate, and they're hating. People are like, everybody wanted this fool, like, but he took care. I don't know. I miss him. But anyways, this is what happened. So cops, once they realized, at first they're like high-fiving, we got him. But then they open the door and they see me, and they're like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this? And then immediately they put me in the homie boxer, the handcuffs, boom. They put me in one car, they put him in another car. But right when they got me out, they're like, hey, where's so-and-so at? And I'm like, I want a lawyer. And then they're like, oh, no, yeah, well, no, you're not arrested. You just left the house of so-and-so. And I was like, yeah, I want a lawyer. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, then, okay, what's your name? And I go, I got a wallet, and my name is, I want a lawyer. And so they're like, fuck, y'all are irritated. They throw me in the back of the cop car. They got a homie in the back of the cop car. And they're all frustrated because the homie's plan worked. These dumbasses, when they seen us, they jumped the gun. And they thought I was him. And they took all surveillance off this house. Meanwhile, this fool's out. He's gone. He like buried. He said buried the shit in the backyard. He had he's because remember he's talking about a cop was digging at one point and fucking he seen him throw that shit and one of them goes, oh fuck, there was shit there. Was that time or the other time? Either way, he got away. The point is they took all surveillance off of the house. That gave him enough time to get rid of whatever he had to get rid of and he was out of there. I don't know how or what or which way he went or what, but he was gone. And to the point where when they realized it's me, they're already back at the house, but it's too late. That boy's quick, you know what I mean? And so he was gone. He was gone for quite some time, right? He's gone for a while on the run though, but he was gone. And so anyways, meanwhile, I'm in the back of his cop car, and he's in the back of the cop car. Now they're just pissed off, and they're searching and shit. And I see them grab the laptops and shit that had everything in them. Like, they would have found that shit, we would have been fucked. Like, there was a lot of shit. I didn't realize what was in them completely, the amount, until later. But I'll get to that in a second. Well, what happened was, so the cop came back. He tried to question me some more. And they're over there on the homie, too, questioning him. They got separated. And everything the dude cop asked me, he said, hey, woo, woo, woo. I would say, I want a lawyer. That's the only thing out of my mouth. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer. I didn't even give my name. I want a lawyer. They had my wallet. Shit, what the fuck? So next thing you know, the cop was just, fuck you. You know what I mean? Leaves me, slams the door, and turns his car off. It's hot as fuck. There ain't no air conditioning. I'm back there sweating and shit. But it don't matter, whatever. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody about nothing. And, you know what I mean? Fucking... fuck all that shit, you know what I mean? So, well, anyway, next thing you know, they're talking to the homie, and I see them, they grab the shit, but then they put it all back in his van, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are they putting it back in his van? Like, I thought we were going up the river forever. And next thing you know, they're talking to the homie, and then they take the cuffs off of him, and then they hand him his keys and his wallet and everything back, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, hell no, that fool telling and shit. Oh, damn, right? How are the odds? And then he hops in his fucking van and he leaves. He's like, fucking fool. So he leaves, right? My down-ass homie right here, he leaves. But something, oh, man, he got... And it broke my eyes. I couldn't believe it. Not this guy. And there's no way. But I was like, fuck, man. I can't... Even though you never expected the ones you think would never, you know what I mean? I'm thinking in my fucking mind and shit, because I don't know, because that's what it looks like, right? Well, he takes off, the homie takes off. I'm still in the back of the car, fucking cops all leave, they take off. They was all pissed off because the guy that they're looking for, he was gone. But I figure everything's on me now, right? So they come, the cop gets in the fucking car and he's ignoring me, right? And he said something like one comment like, oh, well, it looks like it ain't your lucky day or some shit like that. I'm like, what? And he starts the car and then fucking, and the only reason he even turned it off, because they don't usually do that. They leave them on. But one time I've been in the back of a cop car, that motherfucker be on. But this fucker, he turned it off and shit because it was hot as fuck and he was pissed off. But anyways, we go to leave and I'm like, sir, what are you taking me for? You know what I mean? And he just ignored me. I'm like, this motherfucker. We get a little bit further and I say, hey, sir. I just want to know what's going on. And I said, hey, what are you taking me for? What are my charges? And then he ignores me some more. I'm like, man, this motherfucker, man, fuck you. So we pull into the sheriff's station. Once we get in there, and he pulls me out. And I'm like, well, then fuck it. If I'm getting charged with a charge, but what are my charges? You got to, you know, like, what are my charges? And you know what he told me? He looked at me and said, ask your lawyer. I was like, this fool. And I swear to God, he didn't tell me nothing. And so I was waiting for the little paper that's your like booking paper or whatever. They searched me and all that shit. Motherfucker didn't say nothing. I didn't get that paper. They throw me in a cell. I'm in a cell. I got a couple little cellies in there. I'm sitting there like fucking like every deputy or whatever that came by. I'm like, hey, what the fuck am I in here for? What am I here for? What's my bail? What like? And then it's weird. The cops will come up and they look at me and then they look up at the door because that guy must have a note up there like fuck with this fool or something because they go, oh, you don't know what you're here for? I'm like, no. They're like, well, I'm gonna go ask whoever or look at paper. I don't know what the fuck they would say. Something different every time. They said, well, I'll be back. I'll let you know what your charges are. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. They never came back. I was like, in the next one, next shift, I said, hey, what am I here for? What are my charges? What's my bail? And they're looking, they're like, oh, I don't know. Well, can you find? Yeah, I'll be back. Same shit. And by this point, I'm like, that motherfucker tell it. So I'm up on the phone trying to like call people. And I'm like, this fool fucking boxer, he telling us. Hey, get his ass. He's telling. Man, they got me in here for I don't know what, but he's telling and shit. And my bail was like, fuck, it was 110,000, and I still couldn't figure out what the fuck, why, and or was it 90,000? It was like 90 and it went up to 110. And so I sat there. It was like a Thursday. Man, they kept me in there for like, because you have like however many hours, you know, to go to court. And it's like Thursday, so I was in there Thursday night, and Friday they passed me up, so I had to wait till the whole fucking weekend. And then by this point, I'm like, I have no idea. I still have no clue. Then Monday morning comes, I'm like, man, I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, I swear, but it was like 3-4 fucking days and shit. But they weren't work business days, you know what I mean? Because the weekends don't count. So come Monday or Tuesday, they call me for court. I still have no fucking idea what the fuck, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is crazy, right? And at this point, I'm like, half I don't give a fuck. I've given up. And the other half is like a little stressed out, low key, you know, because I had no idea. I had no idea. And I couldn't, with the people I got a hold of, they didn't know. No one knew what I was there for. And I was like, fuck. I know it sounds like bullshit, but it's the truth. Because I guess they were just mad because I just keep my mouth shut. I don't know what the fuck the deal was, but I had no idea. All I knew is the homie was telling this shit. So I thought. And so here I am. I'm all mad. I'm thinking bad thoughts and shit about people. And then here it is. It's the morning time. Time to go to court. I take, go on court line, whatever. Fuck. They change us up, take us to the court. And after that, we get to LA County. Well, I'm waiting in the courthouse. And fucking, they finally, I got to meet with the public pretender before I see a judge or DA or whatever the fuck. So I go on and come out to the little whatever fucking visiting fucking booth thing where the guy comes and he's right there. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, all right, through the glass and shit. And he opens up my file, my folder, or whatever the fuck they have on me. And he's sitting there like, okay, so the DA's offering, he said, if you take, well, they're offering like 10 years, but something about if you take 7 years right now with 85%, he'll do it today. Otherwise, or 7 or 10. And then I can't remember if it's 7 or 10 because, it was 7 if I took it right then. But then later, it jumped back up to 10. And it went 10, 10, 10. And then they're talking about if I went to trial, it could be like 24 years. And I was like, what the fuck? For what? And they're like, he's like, well, your charges. I go, well, what the fuck are my charges? And the public defender, he's like, what do you mean? And I said, what am I being charged with? He's like, you don't know? I go, no, I don't fucking know. He goes, how do you not know? I said, man, you guys fucking with me, man. I said, what the fuck? He goes, are you serious? I go, yeah, I'm serious. What the fuck are my charges and shit? And I was going to say that, are they for this? Are they for that? Telling on myself, are they for this? Are they for a Pacifico? Are they for a fucking Corona? You know what I mean? Like, you know about that then. No. I just told him, like, what the fuck are my charges? And he's like, and he slides this fucking copy of this check, a fucking blank check. And he said, they're charging you. Yeah, you have a warrant. Yeah, it was $90,000 warrant for the past fucking like 10 months. You've had a warrant. They for a fucking forgery, fraud, and 459 commercial burglary. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what do you mean? And for a bad check, for a fucking check that they try to say that I forged or whatever a long time ago, and I didn't forge that. Actually, that's another story. The point is, I'll tell that story. Fuck it, whatever. But the point is, for something else that I guess that I did or not did, you know what I mean? They ended up issuing a warrant like fuck, it's like this probably almost, he said almost for a year. The whole time, I mean, I'm taking my kids to baseball and all that shit, and I've had this warrant, didn't even know about it. And the reason they're trying to offer me so much time is because I got like prison priors and whatever, you know. And the charges, it got dropped to a lower. But the whole point of the story was had nothing to do with the old boy here, nothing at all. Fucking, I'm always like, this fool rat and shit, but. Nah, hell no. I was actually, they took me in for a warrant that I had that I didn't know about. And the whole time I thought they took me in for the other shit. Meanwhile, there was no charges on the other shit because they never found it. They had the fucking laptops and everything in their hand. And they were so, I don't know, whatever they were looking for, they just didn't see. It's like one of those situations is right in front of their face. And one time I was having a ditching party when I was a kid. Remember those ditching parties? And cops, when they raided it, and we had guns like under like fucking, we like slid them under like magazines and shit. And when they went, they fucking searched and took everybody out. And some people cussed, some people not. They didn't find out one strap. And they were like, one right here, one on the chair, one. And they didn't find none of them. It was right there in front of their face. They were like tearing shit up. And they didn't look like right in front of them where they're easy accessible. You know what I mean? So, my point being, yeah, the homie, I'm always trying to put a fucking straight jacket on. Like, this motherfucker, get his ass. I'm sorry, dog. My apologies. He forgives me. That's why he's here right now. But, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have. But, pause. All right. My bad. So, anyways, what ended up happening was, I got the opportunity without, I already don't want to make a long story longer, is, I ended up getting bailed out actually after about, I don't know, a couple months. I was in the county fighting it, but it wasn't getting any better. And I called my ex up and shit. And she's my ex now. And at the time, whatever, she wasn't. But anyways, I called her up and I was like, hey, I need to get the fuck out of here if I want to get a chance, because these motherfuckers, they want to give me like a lot of time. You know what I mean? And for some bullshit. And so she came up with the money, that like 10 racks and shit, and bailed me out, Aladdin bail bonds and shit. And I don't even know why I said that. Like, it's not a commercial and shit. Anyway, so I get bailed out and I go get a real lawyer, and he walks in and he's like, man, these are all fucking trumped up charges. You're gonna walk and shit. So he shows up at the court and fucking he goes and meets with the DA and all them. And I see him and he's talking to him and he's all like pissed off and he's like, nah, I don't think so. And they're like, well, we've been going back and forth, but I'm kind of sitting in the cut in the courthouse. I'm, like I said, I'm out on bail. And one thing I did hear him say, his last words to them was, these are all trumped up charges. My client's gonna walk. And he started walking away from him. And when he walked away from him, they're like, whoa, come back. And then he like shook his head when they're talking to him. And then I was like, what happened? So he came back and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And he's like, man, he's like, they offered you a deal and shit, but like, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, but by law, I gotta at least let you know what they offered and shit. Then I go, well, what was it? He goes, well, they offered, they dropped it down, and I swear it went from, it was like at 7 that day, then went to 10, 15, like all kinds of shit, 85%. And he said they offered you 3 years probation and time served. And I was like, don't shoot that shit. You mean like I get to go home today, even though I am home, but it's over, I'm done, like all the shit gone. And then he's like, oh, and then what is it? I have to pay restitution, but however that was supposed to work out. And I go, shoot that shit. And he's like, are you kidding me? He goes, man, we could beat this fucking case, you know? And then I was like, I don't care. If it's done, I'm guaranteed I'm home now. Fuck, I can deal with probation. I don't give a fuck, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, but we could beat this. We go to trial. And I'm like, yeah, but what if I don't beat it? And he said, oh, well, then you probably can be doing the backs and shit. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck this shit. Not by choice anyways. If I'm in there, I'm going to ride. But I'm not in no rush to get in there anyway. So I said, man, fuck it. Shoot the probation. I don't care. And time served. And he's like, all right. And they dropped it from 459 commercial burglary, forgery, and fraud. They dropped it to a petty theft with a prior or some bullshit like that. I don't know, some fucking lame ass. But I don't know if the fraud, forgery, I don't think that's in there no more either. But and I took the deal, and the real dumb thing. So it's done. It's over. I went home. And that was whatever. I ended up getting into an argument with my baby, my kid's mom, whatever, and I don't know, it just went all bad, and I went on the run. I fucking scouted. I went on the run and scouted. Fucking idiot. Yeah, that's another story. But basically, we went through all that money spent, and all that headache just to take a deal and never show up to fucking probation on Monday. Never. I was gone. And it wasn't because there's some other shit happened, and I would have got life for it, I think, for sure. I was all struck out. And that's another thing I had to do. They had to strike a strike. You know what I mean? The Romero Act, it's called. And so that helped. And otherwise, that's, man, you know what I mean? And yeah, I've been lucky a few times when it comes to that shit. But anyway, went through all that for nothing. I mean, for just to go on the run anyways. 10 months later, I got caught. And, you know what I mean? Got caught. but it all went away. That's a whole nother story. It's just for that stupid ass case. But anyways, all right. That's it. That's it for today. I guess that I am going to end this on a music note. I got another song for you guys. And it's another one. It's just a song that I wrote. And so, once again, shout out to everybody out there. Much love and respect. Always keep it solid, free the solid. And remember, homies, tonight is definitely a late night. Dale gas.
Westside, the Locos gang. Gang. Clowning all the haters and lames, trains, gang. West LA for those who don't know. Do I need to explain it slow? Here I go, ho, so you know. Pay attention while I spell it out for you, fool. W is for the west. For corners we ride, West LA the best side. Established gang ties, always down to ride, validated south side. That's slinging in out of race, respect anytime, any place. T stands for too damn crazy, too damn bad. Never had it, never had, never scared, never sad. So smooth south side, ripping a big 1-3 from the desert to the sea. M-O-U-S-C, I intelligence a must, gangsterism, honor, respect and trust. D down to the bone, put a bullet in the dome. Me, every woman's vid to see. Concrete, jungle shining bright, west side lights 3-3, 2-3, 4-3, 4-3, 1 up, and don't you know down to fight, down to throw you in a hole 6 feet deep at night. We creep strategically in these streets. Next letter is the V, victory. We stand a force known across the land. Eyes media, let's test you all 1-3. As media way strong all day, all night long. Homie, pass me the bomb. LOCOS, living only corpus in the streets. Low just playing, I'm just saying we don't give a fuck. Crazy ass fools running amok in last squad deep, no sleep. We play for kids, ride or die, no lie. Listen to what I say. West side, Vaya Locos, gang. West side, Vaya Locos, gang. It's a west side thing, all swag, pants, sag, black rag. Yeah, jelly gins to the blue and flat. In and out of gangs of our city into the public. Rapping our hoods, we stand one nation under God. Our restraints throwing up the V for all to see. It's just us. On the 12th, we stand tall. Westside, D-Loach, gang.